Hi you guys, and welcome to Take Time to Create. My name is Linda, and this is where we take time out of our everyday lives to create new and wonderful things. I'm so excited. Today I'm showing you I am published. This is the first time I've ever been in a magazine, and I have to say I'm so excited. So it's this jewelry magazine, and I have one little 2-page spread in there. So, of course, not the whole magazine, but it's still very, very exciting. Let me show you. Here we go. My fabric mixed media pendants. They are my fabric pendants. I've been doing these a while. I'm just so excited. I'm on page 118 and 119. So you can find me here. You can find this magazine at Barnes & Noble and online. I will link everything down below. So I'm very excited. I will say this came at the right time. I was having some creative blocks, and I was just having a little bit of struggle with, getting my creative juices flowing. And whenever that happens, you get a little frustrated, you get a little unmotivated, and I have to say, this came at the right time because it just sparked my love again. It got me interested again. I was so excited again, and so yeah, this is very, very good, and I'm very excited for this. And I also say, don't give up when you submit something. I submitted my jewelry last year, November or December, something like that. So it took them a while, and I didn't hear back from them until March, I think, or maybe April. Anyway, so it was quite a while before I heard back from them. And of course I thought, they don't want to use my jewelry. Maybe I should submit something else, or maybe I shouldn't. So yeah, it's hard. So I do like to say, go for it, submit things, try. And I understand it's frustrating because I thought, oh no, but then it came at the right time where I got an email and they said, we want to publish, we want to put your jewelry in there. And I said, great. And it just came at the right time for me emotionally. So I was very excited about that. I did submit the actual pieces to them, so they have them. They did the photograph, which is a beautiful photograph. I'm loving how they did that. So it's pretty great. So anyway, that's that. Long story short, long intro, super duper excited. I got published, so yay! I am going to show you how I make these fabric mixed media pendants. The tutorial today will actually go through it. Now, I filmed this tutorial a while ago, 6, 8, 9 months ago. It's been a while I filmed it, but I never published it, and I don't know why. I have my list of videos that I've recorded, and then when I decide what to publish that week, I never reached for it. I never grabbed it. I never finished editing it, and I don't know why. Maybe in the back of my mind, I was waiting until I got published. Then I was going to submit this and show you guys how it all works out, how I actually created these pieces of jewelry. So I don't know, maybe I knew I'd get published. So the video's a little older. I apologize for that, but there's no sense in refilming because it works out. All the steps are there. So I will show you how I create these. And if you don't want to create one, I do offer these in my Etsy shop, and all the links are in the description box down below. So yeah, let's get to creating. Today we are going to make these fabric pendants, and it's just with some fabric adhesive paint. Pretty simple to make. You can assembly line these. These are super fun. You can put special fabric on, really meaningful from a vacation, a special event if you want to save it. These make great gifts. So let me show you how we make them. I have a lot of different samples here, a lot of different varieties. I was just experimenting with different types of fabric, and they are just so pretty. And once we have the fabric down, then we are going to paint over them and add some really cool sparks to it. I wouldn't recommend doing a shallow one like this one. I used ones that had a little bit more of a raised, so it actually sunk down a little bit. And you can see that just like this. I picked these up at Michael's, Hobby Lobby. You can find this type of pendant almost anywhere. Watch for sales, use your coupons, of course. This one I had in my stash, and it was more flat, and I wanted to see, can I raise up the fabric? And you can, and it works well, but it's just not my favorite. So to do this technique, the easiest thing is to find a pendant that gives you a little bit of an area to work with. All right, so I have my pendant, and it is raised up a little bit, and so there's plenty of room for my goodies. Put your gloves on for this first part because we are going to be using gloss gel. This is Master's Touch. Liquitex has one. Golden has one. There are a lot of varieties out there. Just a gloss gel. This is not the heavy gloss gel. This is just regular. And I just like the way it works with the fabric. So go ahead and grab that. And I have a fat quarter here. Isn't this pretty? It has blue and it has some purple in there. So I don't know if I'm going to paint with purple or blue when I'm done. Or I might do an accent color, silver, or I don't know. Maybe I might even do yellow, something else. This is really cool that I got this from Joann's. They had a really amazing sale not too long ago. 79 cents a fat quarter. That is a deal of a lifetime. So if you are getting into these landscape paintings with the fabric that I've been showing you how to do, if you're really getting into those as like I am, stock up when they are cheap like that. All right, so you don't need a lot of fabric for these. Scraps of fabric are perfect. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking this on the edge. Now, if there's a pattern you really like and you want to emphasize it, you can move your pendant around and kind of cut around. But remember, it's all going to be squished together and really textured, so you're not going to see a lot of any one pattern. So generic is the best way. I have this one here, and I was trying to show the flower. This is one of the fabrics I got in Hawaii, and I was really trying to show the flower, and it didn't work as well as I struggled to show the flower. I don't think I got as much raised detail. But it does work, so you can work with it, and so if you have something you really want to show through, then you can do it. I'm just letting you know it's not as easy, but most of the time it just turns out a little abstract. So that's why I really like abstract patterns, or plain ones work too. So what I'm going to do is just take my scissors and cut around. Now this is way more than what I need, but I always like to start out with a little extra, and then what I'm going to do is finagle it a little bit, and I'm going to kind of round my edges. What I really love about this project is it is super simple and a lot of forgiveness with this project. So I'm going to trim off a little bit more. The more you have, the higher it will stick up, but I don't want this one to be quite so high. So I'm just going to kind of trim off a little bit here, just like this. Yep, that'll be perfect. It's not a perfect circle or oval. The edges are a little scruffy, but that's okay, because it's not going to make any difference because we're going to tuck all of the edges in. Take some E6000, and this is what I found really worked the best to adhere the fabric to the metal on top of the gloss gel. I experimented with a lot of things, and this just worked the best for me. You want to put a good amount of E6000, but you don't want to flood it, but you want to just make sure that there's a little bit all over the bottom of it. The glue is going to move around, but this will just give you a really good base to adhere it down. Now I'm just taking my gloss gel. Now you want to remember which side is up, which side is down, the right and the wrong side, because you want the right side up. So this one's a little harder to tell because it's a lighter color on both sides. So I am holding it up so I know which side is up and which side is down. I got a little over there. All right. And then I'm just going to kind of wring it out just like this. Then what I do is I just kind of lay it on top, and I take off my gloves at this point. And so this is where an assembly line is a really good idea, because then you don't have to waste your gloves and everything is out. So I just take a few and get them all ready. I get them prepped. And then just because gloves get in my way. If you want to keep wearing your gloves, go for it. Really, you do you. If you don't even want gloves, that's fine. And I'm just going to kind of squish it on in there. So I just laid it on top, and I'm just going around with a palette knife and just kind of adding it in. And there we go. Just kind of tucking it in, getting those edges in, and I'm squishing it around. And if you accidentally put the wrong side up, that's okay. We're going to add detail and paint over the top, which is absolutely fine. Nobody will know. You just say, I liked that side better. It's all intentional. I love the fabric medium. So very forgiving. This is the part that takes the longest, but take your time. You want to make sure it's exactly what you want. I let this dry overnight. You can heat it with a heat tool, but I tend to let it dry overnight. That way I know the E6000 is fully cured. I know that the gloss gel is dry and it's ready to accept paint. And that's the beauty of the gloss gel. It is now primed the fabric, so the fabric won't absorb the paint. It'll sit more on top. Okay. I have some tweezers if you want to pull some up, or you can use your fingers, of course, but that was kind of tucked way in. Okay. Finagle it around, get what you like. Just like that. And before it dries, take a wet wipe and wipe off the edges. Because if you don't, it will leave the edges with kind of like a crusty little edge, and it doesn't look as nice. So just take a couple seconds and take a wet wipe, go around the edges, go around the top, and just kind of take it off and have a nice clean edge, just like that. Oh, oops. All right, just like that. Now we are ready for the drying phase. So I'm going to set this aside, let it dry, and I will be right back. Okay, it's all dried and it's ready for us to paint on top. Now, if you want to leave it, that's fine because it looks really cute like this. But if you want to add some paint, go ahead and add some acrylic paint. And I'm using the Finnabar Art Alchemy acrylic paint Sparks in Iris Potion. And I just love this purple color. I think it'll be a nice complementary color to the blue. If you have regular acrylic paint, that'll work. Metallic paint will work. I have used this acrylic glitter glaze, and I love this stuff too. And this works absolutely wonderfully. So anything that's acrylic will work over the top of this. All right, all you're gonna do is you just take it, and I'm just using a little brush and not very much, and I'm going to pick this up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry brush just on the raised up places, anywhere where I want to add detail. And I'm adding purple as the complementary color, but you can add silver or you can add blue to really just, blend with it. Whatever you want to add will be perfect. And I'm just going to start to, and I'm just going to put it on the tops. You don't need a lot. And I'm just going around as we go. Get down there in the middle there, wherever there's little raised places. Go ahead and add some purple paint or whatever color you're using. I love these sparks. They are so pretty. When you go out in the sunshine with them, they look gorgeous. Now, you don't want to add too much so that you can't see your project. And you can't, you want to be able to see the fabric underneath. So I just add just a tiny bit here and there as I go. And that's it. I am done painting. And I'm going to leave this pendant like this. But what you can do, if you want, you can add some little beads around the edges. You can add some little rhinestones. You could add some things in the center. If you're going to adhere things, E6000 works, or diamond glaze would work as well, but you can put things on there. I am going to have these in my Etsy shop, so you can purchase the ones that you've seen. I will be keeping this in my Etsy shop, so this will be a permanent feature for the next foreseeable future. And so check back regularly to my Etsy shop because you'll see different patterns, different fabric, different shapes, and you might find one that you like. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoyed how I created these fabric mixed media pendants, and they're really fun. And you know, if you want to use special fabric, you know, for a t-shirt from vacation or a special occasion fabric, those would look really beautiful and a really neat keepsake. Or if you want to, you know, spread those around, if you have a relative that wore a special shirt all the time and you created, you know, multiple pendants for all the family members, that's a very special keepsake. So there's lots of options, lots of things that you can do with them. Thank you for watching. If you want to pick up the magazine that I'm in, all of that information is in the description box down below. And don't forget, if you don't want to make these, I do have them available on my Etsy shop. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and on my blog. I have 2 Instagrams. I have Take Time to Create, which is all my crafty goodies, and I have Linda's Journey 78, which is just my personal journey. I do that on Instagram and YouTube channel as well. Once again, all of the links in the description box down below. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys next time.